Today, we take a look at the GUI for setting up the default NLP package and the language. So, an NLP package is essentially what will allow you to conduct natural language processing upon your texts. And as we'll see in the videos, you can input the package for two different options. At first, at the top widget, you will see this line, which will tell you what your main NLP package is, stand for core NLP, your lematizer package, stanza, and what languages are inputted. So far, we have no languages. And so the main NLP package is what allows us to go through parsers and annotators, whereas the lematizer package is what will allow us to conduct basic functions such as lemmatizing, sentence splitting, and tokenizing. In the next widget, we get to choose the NLP package for parsers and annotators. As you can see, there are four options: BERT, Spacey, Stanford Core NLP, and Stanza. However, BERT is not available yet, so really you have Stanford Core NLP, Spacey, and Stanza. If you click on Stanford Core NLP, right below, you will see the available parsers for that package: neural network and probabilistic context-free grammar. If you choose Spacey, you will have dependency parser, and if you choose Stanza, you will have constituency parser and the dependency parser. For now, let's keep it on Stanford Core NLP. Below, you have the NLP package for basic functions, like we said, lemmatizing, tokenizing, and sentence splitting. And you have the choice between Stanza and Spacey. However, as you can see, Spacey is not available, so really you should keep this on Stanza. Below, you have the choice for language. To choose a language, simply open the drop-down menu, and you get to choose a language. So for example, I want to choose English. Now, notice that this widget doesn't light up. This will matter first when we change this parser to Stanza. If I want to change the language, I would click on Reset, open the drop-down menu again, and choose a different one. For example, Hungarian. Show will show me what language is currently selected. It's important to mention that each package has its own set of languages. So for example, if I were to reset and go back to and switch to Spacey, I could see that I have a bunch of new options, and I could choose, for example, Korean, show, it tells me Korean, and I would want to reset again. Now, the plus widget matters specifically for when you choose Stanza. Stanza allows for multiple languages. So if I were to choose Arabic, I would input it, then I would click on plus, and the drop-down menu would light up again, allowing me to choose, for example, Belarusian. I would click on plus again and choose Bulgarian. Now, if I click on show, you can see that I have 3 languages selected. So if you want to do multilingual analysis, you would want to use Stanza as your package. The next option is the encoding type, UTF-8. So encoding is essentially what allows you to transmit text into textual data that's going to be necessary for natural language processing. However, you won't need to play with this widget, because if we were to open the tips file below, as you can see here, this graph shows that 95% of all websites are encoded in UTF-8. So the vast majority of what you'll be working with is probably going to be in UTF-8, and you won't need to change it. Next, by clicking on this box, you can export every file you have as a JSON file. Usually you'd want to keep this unticked, because ticking it will simply double up on disk space to create duplicates in JSON files. Unless you specifically want JSON files, you wouldn't really need to tick that. The last 3 widgets below are available only for Stanford Core NLP. If I were to switch for Spacey, for example, as you can see, I wouldn't be able to move them around. Same with Stanza. So, the first one is memory. I can slide this to increase or decrease memory. Usually you would want to keep it at 4 for performance. However, some tasks are more demanding, such as SVO or specifically coreference, and you may want to increase it. 7 might be good for these options. The next one is limiting the document length. However, you won't need to play around with this widget at all, because the way the NLP Suite is designed, it automatically splits the document and brings it back together, which allows you to override, essentially limit document length, so this won't matter. And finally, limiting the sentence length. Stanford Core NLP recommends keeping the sentence length to 100, as otherwise performance takes a severe dip. So keep it to 100 when you can. And once you are done setting up your options, click on Close, select the language, and then click on Close, and you can save your changes. And then everything will be set up. And that is how to run the NLP, the default package and language setup. Please read the tips files for additional information, and thank you.